Hello. Here we will see on today's problem how to complete the square when asked, and what that is essentially telling us to do is move the quadratic equation from standard form into vertex form. So what I have here is a video that's going to model us through one of our homework questions, and it's got the steps here along the side. Alright, so when we're doing this, the first thing we're going to want to do is to clear our C value. And we know our C value is the number all the way at the end here when we are in standard form. Alright, so what we're going to need to do to get rid of this positive 50 is we will subtract 50 from both sides. Now when we do that, what we'll be left with here is x squared plus 16x is equal to a negative 50. Alright, so what we're looking to find now is the piece that we can put in right here that's going to help us have a perfect square. And what we do to find this is we have to take our b value, divide it by 2, and square it. And that's what's going to add us in that perfect square piece. So over here, I see that my b value is a 16. So when I go to use this formula, I'm doing 16 divided by 2, and then I'll need to square that. And I know that 16 divided by 2 is the 8, and the 8 squared is a 64. So I'm going to need to add 64 onto both sides here, and that's what's going to allow me to have a perfect square. So I'll add 64. I'll add 64. Alright, now when we do that, what we are left with is x squared plus 16x plus 64 is equal to, and then here we have a 14. Now it says finish completing the square, and we know that this term over here is now a perfect square because we made it so. And the way it's going to look when we write out our final answer is, or just not the final answer, but the perfect square summarization of what's underlined here in blue, is that we're going to have x and then plus whatever b divided by 2 is. So we're going to have an x plus 8 squared here. Alright, and you can check, does x plus 8 squared, when I multiply back out, we will get right back to our x squared plus 16x plus the 64. So we have all this is equal to our 14. So once we have it into our perfect square format there, let me fill in this box here. So we have the x plus the 8. That's what our b divided by 2 was the 8. Step 4, all we have to do is get the equation back equal to 0. And when I do that, that's just going to involve me subtracting 14 from both sides. And when that happens, we have x plus 8 squared minus the 14 is equal to the 0. So we have successfully completed the square for that problem.